We're on. Bună seara și bine ne revedem la A Taste of Insight, care înseamnă o mini-experiență din experiența seminariilor Insight. O să fac o introducere în doi pași și anume prima persoană pe care vreau să o introduc este Rosie. Rosie este omul care a adus Insight în Bulgaria. Și dacă vă vine să credeți sau nu, sunt peste 10.000 de oameni din Bulgaria care au participat la seminariile Insight. Număr care ar putea să vă spună că e ceva acolo interesant, e ceva acolo deosebit. Chiar dacă n-ați auzit de acest seminar și de speakerii și de, mă rog, de fapt nimic despre acest seminar, că majoritatea cred că știți de la mine acum pentru prima oară, ideea este că oamenii care vin la Insight îl recomandă la prieteni și majoritatea celor care participă la seminariile Insight sunt din recomandare, nu sunt dintr-o promovare agresivă sau dintr-un ad sau ceva, promovarea clasică. Pentru că e altceva. So, Rosie, I made a quick introduction on you and the seminars in Bulgaria, and I mentioned that there have been more than 10,000 Bulgarians participating in the seminars. And I would like to introduce you so you can introduce Peter, our trainer tonight. Am vorbit și în română și în engleză și, Peter, I can't see the screen, the translation now anymore.
Okay, let's see. I think
O să avem traducere pe, acum, ok. Avem traducere pe ecran. Cei care sunteți în Zoom, vă rog să-mi confirmați că vedeți traducerea. Se vede traducere, da, nu?
Se vede traducerea, nu.
Spuneți-mi în chat.
Hello, can you see any translations now?
Da, nu. Ok, deci traducerea o vedeți doar când se vorbește în engleză. De asta nu o vedeți când vorbeam eu. So they can only see the translation when you speak in English. And when I speak in Romanian, they don't see anything. Cine ne urmărește pe Facebook, dacă dorește să primească traducerea acestei sesiuni live acum, e nevoie să intrați pe linkul de pe Facebook, să vă înregistrați și să participați în Zoom, pentru că doar aici aveți. În engleză, nu cred, pardon, pe Facebook mă îndoiesc că este și traducerea, deși o să verific. Se vede și pe Facebook. Minunat, perfect. So the translation is also on Facebook. It's been recorded with the translation, so that's wonderful. Having said that, Rosie, welcome. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for making it a mission to bring insight to Romanians as well. I'm very happy that you put your heart, your energy, your focus, your soul, everything into making this happen. And I welcome you to say 2 words or 3 or 4, and then to introduce Peter.
Thank you so much, Susanna. So that is very, very difficult to say everything in 3 words or 3 sentences, but very shortly, I met you, so for people to know, through Tony Robbins, and I was doing also some work selling for Tony Robbins in Bulgaria, but it was actually not the main thing regarding the personal growth seminars, because my heart is into insight, and actually insight is the most profound work I have ever met and attended, and I attended a lot of seminars, included.
Rosie, we can't see the translation for you.
It seems to me like the way it's set up, it's only being translated for me.
Okay.
So maybe
I'll translate for Rosie. So
exactly.
O să fac un sumar din ce a spus Rosie. A fost și ea în zona Tony Robbins, că acolo ne-am cunoscut prin colaborarea cu Tony Robbins, și o să vă spun versiunea mea a ceea ce a spus ea. Mi-aduc aminte că mi-a spus Rosie la un moment dat, trebuie să vii la Insight. Și am zis, ce, eu merg la Tony Robbins, ce să mă duc eu la Insight? Ce e aia? N-a auzit nimeni de ele. Și zice, știi că Insight nu este așa cu muzică, cu fun ca la Tony Robbins, este mult mai profund și transformarea se produce la un nivel mult mai profund. Și am zis, ce e aia? Nu te cred eu pe cuvânt, vrei să-mi bagi așa o gugoașă pe acolo. Dar am avut curiozitatea să mă duc în Bulgaria să particip la Insight și, într-adevăr este o mare diferență. Într-adevăr, Insight lucrează la un nivel deep, la un nivel profund, adânc și o să vedeți, este o experiență experimentală. Este foarte diferit față de ce suntem obișnuiți la Tony Robbins, iar din punctul meu de vedere mult mai valoros, pentru că transformarea este alta și în seara aceasta aveți posibilitatea să simțiți un pic, să primiți un pic din această minunată experiență. So, Rosie, I just made my version of what you said.
I understood.
That I went to Bulgaria to participate because I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
Da, avem și sesiunea înregistrată.
Yes.
And I remember when you told me that it's not like with Tony with loads of music and jumping, it's more deep. And I was like, wow, this is, well, what can be better than Tony? And it's only when I participated that I realized that it's a much better transformation and it's much more valuable and it's much better time with the Insight seminars than what we've done in Tony's. So having said that, Rosie,
to continue, yes, Tony Robbins is a powerful work and it fills you with energy and inspiration, but Insight fills your heart.
Yes. Rosie spune că la evenimentele cu Tony Robbins sunt foarte puternice, el este o ființă foarte puternică și te umple cu cunoștințe și cu energie. Insight, în schimb, îți umple inima.
Yes, and those two work are powerful. Both together are like a rocket. So whoever from you guys took Tony Robbins, I highly recommend to continue and to finish the puzzle with this heartfelt work.
Deci, Rosie spune că cele două merg combinate împreună, seminariile Tony Robbins sau de tipul Tony Robbins, împreună cu seminariile Insight, care desăvârșesc lucrarea pe care o încep oamenii la Tony Robbins. Sunt complementare, merg împreună și acum puteți să experimentați puțin.
Yes, and this is how actually I met Peter Felsman. I want now to introduce Peter. I went for Insight actually in United States. Insight is a program. Yes, Peter will tell you more, but this is how I met Peter. And this was 15 years ago.
Deci Rosie l-a întâlnit pe Peter, trainerul, prezentatorul din această seară, acum 15 ani, când a fost ea la Insight în Statele Unite, ca și participant.
Yes, because after I took Insight in United States, I decided to bring it in Bulgaria after I saw what it's about, and I wanted all my friends, all my relatives, everybody and his cousin to take this seminar in Bulgaria because of the value that it has. So
deci,
this is
Rosie, după ce a participat în Statele Unite la Insight, și-a propus să-l aducă în Bulgaria și l-a și adus, pentru că și-a dorit ca toți prietenii și rudele ei și toată lumea pe care o cunoaște să participe la acest seminar, pentru că a fost conștientă de valoarea pe care a primit-o ea și pe care acest seminar o dă.
And I had the luck and privilege to start working with Peter, and he started doing the first seminars in Bulgaria. And actually, Peter is doing this work more than 35 years, the Insight work.
Deci Rosie are privilegiul să fi cunoscut pe Peter și să facă împreună cu Peter aceste seminarii în Bulgaria. Peter făcând Insight de peste 30 de ani.
Yes, and the Bulgarian community felt in love not because of his charm and sense of humor and kindness,
Not
but
only.
not only that, but because of his profound ability for heart-centered and soul-centered coaching.
Deci,
And
comunitatea din Bulgaria s-a îndrăgostit de Peter și de seminarii, nu pentru că are un sens al umorului deosebit, pe care cred că îl veți vedea, ci pentru că face toată livrarea din suflet, din inimă și mesajul ajunge transformarea în inimile celor care participă.
Yes, and he did this not only for Insight participants and communities all over the world, by the way, not only in Bulgaria, but all over the world, like Russia, Spain, Latin America, London, and he will say more. But he also coached in this way, which I think is not many people are doing this. I will repeat again, soul and heart-centered way. And he coached individuals, companies, and big corporations.
Deci Peter nu numai că susține aceste seminarii în întreaga lume, deci nu numai în Bulgaria, evident, le susține și în Londra și în America și în Rusia și în alte țări și în Latin America, dar el face și coaching și face coaching cu indivizi și cu executive și la nivel de corporație și tot coachingul pe care îl face din inimă și cu inimă.
So that's from me for now. So guys, enjoy, and I hope I'll see you soon again. Enjoy this evening, Peter Felsman. Please come in.
Acestea fiind spuse, haideți să îl invităm pe scena online pe Peter Felsman, care ne va ține cu inimile și cu gândul și cu toate aici timp de cam o oră și jumătate, poate două, să vedem, pentru Experiența Insight. Hi, Peter!
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much, Ozana. Congratulations for having the leadership to bring so many people together to share. Thank you, Rositza. Over the years, Rositza and I have become very good friends. I asked her to be the godmother to my son, Nico, and I'm very grateful to having you, Rosie, in my life. And Ozana, I'm also very grateful for this opportunity that you are creating for your community and also for Romania. I'm also particularly excited because I was born and raised in Venezuela, which means that I speak Spanish. I also learned how to speak Italian, and I think I'll be able to learn how to speak Romanian pretty simply because I was picking up words either from Spanish or from Italian, ajungere, animi, inima, and things like that. So I'm very happy because I like learning languages. So today, the intention that we have for the next hour, hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours, is to give you a taste of what it is like to participate in an Insight seminar. Insight is, in my experience, the most powerful way to achieve the greatest amount of permanent personal transformation in the least amount of time for very little money and having the most fun. And all these are things that are very important to me, having fun and getting the maximum value, and also how to create transformation. That's something that I'm personally very committed to in my life. The people that I work with, whether it be participants in an Insight seminar or whether it be a coaching client or a consulting engagement I do with a company, I want them to be able to create permanent transformation towards creating the life that they want and what they really want. Because part of the issue is that most of us think we want something, but it isn't really what we want. I'll give you an example. Later on, I'll be talking about creating the life that you want, the life that you dream of. And a lot of people are dreaming of lives that have to do with having millions of dollars and having sports cars and lots of travel and this, that, and the other. And I know people that have all of that, and yet their experience of their life is not fulfilling. So one of the things that we do in the Insight seminar is that we open people up to an experience that most people have never had before of what it is to live from the inside out, connected from their heart. So the purpose of the insights, by the way, please make a note of any questions you have. You can write them in the Q&A section, in the questions and answer section of this Zoom webinar. And then we'll get to them. Ozana will be curating the questions and she'll be giving me. And Ozana, if you feel it's appropriate to interrupt me, please feel free to do so. Okay. So the purpose we have in Insight is to help individuals like you and organizations to create outstanding lives, lives that are out of the ordinary, and especially out of the ordinary for yourself through three things: self-awareness, being accountable or becoming responsible for your own life, and the power of loving. One of the things that differentiates Insight over every other program that I've ever seen is that we have a strong focus on the most authentic part of our being, which is by its very nature, loving. We also have a mission dealing with loving, which is to assist the transformation of ourselves into loving so that the greater transformation of the planet to loving can take place. So what happens, what is the definition of loving? Well, there's many definitions for it. One way of considering it is that to be loving means that we take better care of ourselves so that we can help take care of others. And we stop hurting ourselves and we stop hurting others. And we use everything that happens in our life so that we can learn and grow from everything in our life. And for many people, automatically what we think of when we think about being loving, we think that it has to do with being softer, more gentle, more vulnerable, and more open. And please raise your hand. You can use, you can have a reaction you can play a reaction in Zoom like this. So raise your hand or do a sign or write something in the chat if that applies to you. If you know that if you were more soft, more caring, more vulnerable, more open, then your life would be better. The quality of your relationships would become enhanced. If that applies to you, please make a reaction, because I want to make this as interactive as possible. It's not passive, you sitting there passively listening, watching me, but rather I want you to engage and participate as fully as possible in order for you to get the greatest amount of value that is available for you during this time that we have together here today.
The first reaction, Peter, is
Yes.
if we can make the translation bigger.
Oh, I don't think that is possible at this. I don't think that is
That's what I
possible
also
because
thought.
it's an automatic setting, unfortunately.
Deci doar puteți să vă dați full screen la ecran și puteți să ascundeți partea de participanți ca să fie ecranul mai mare și să vedeți cât se poate de mare.
Yeah. What I will do, though, is that I will speak slower so that you have time to read. One of the things that happens to me is that I want to create these virtual experiences, make them high energy. And one of the ways to achieve this is by speaking quicker. So I'll stay mindful to slow down to ensure that you have enough time to read the subtitles or the CC, the closed caption. Okay, so you need to have someplace to write, okay? Because you're going to be writing something down.
Just a second. Cineva spune că puteți să faceți Zoom și se mărește scrisul. Deci avem soluție pentru translation. They can
You found a solution?
They can Zoom so that translation gets bigger. Mulțumim.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Okay, so everybody needs to have a piece of paper. It could be a virtual piece of paper. You can draw on a virtual piece of paper. Otherwise, get a notebook, get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, so that you can do what we will be doing now. Next. In continuare. I still need to learn how to pronounce the letters in Romanian.
You're doing great.
Yeah. Limba romana. Okay, so let's start by drawing a circle and dividing that circle into 8 sections, as you see on your screen. Cutting it like a pizza, in other words. Okay. And once you've completed that, please write in the chat something like done or complete. Just give us a word, give us a sign that you've completed drawing the circle and drawing the lines. Terminat.
So we've got Elisabetta and Christy saying yes.
Okay, great. Elisabetta, Christy, thank you. Mulțumesc. Okay. So I want to remind you, for you to get the greatest amount of value, you want to be participating, because this is not, what we do in Insight isn't an intellectual or conceptual process. And today, even though we're having a short time together, I want you to be impacted by the awarenesses that you have. Okay? Now,
Okay.
every one of these lines is going to represent an area in your life. So I want you now to put a label on each one of these areas. And here are some suggested labels. These do not have to be all of them. You can add more lines if you have more areas of your life that you would like to include. So the one on top, this one here says, let me show you. This one up here says personal growth. Personal growth. Okay. Then this line over here is called friends. Friends. That's your social life, your social network, how accompanied you experience yourself in life. Okay. And then we have a line called wealth. These are your finances. Okay, your finances. Then we have fun and adventure, sense of fun and adventure in your life. Then we have significant other. This is your romance. This is your romantic relationship, your romantic partner, significant other. Here we have career, job. Studies, if you're a student, this would be under career, job. Family, this would be your family life, your relationship with your family members. It could be your family of origin, or it could be your family that you have started. And health, your physical health. How is your physical health? Okay. Cum este sănătatea ta fizică? Okay. All right. So what I need you to do now is I want you to do a self-evaluation of how is your life in which each one of these areas at this time. You're going to be diagnosing yourself. And the way the diagnosis is going to work is that you're going to mark a line, a dot rather, you're going to mark a dot on the line according to how fulfilled, how satisfied you are or you're feeling in each one of these areas in your life. So let me give you an example. Close to the center of the circle would be 0% satisfaction. Okay, that's 0% satisfaction close to the circle, close to the center of the circle, and close to the edge of the circle is 100% satisfaction. Okay, so that means, let me erase this first. That means that if in an area in my life I feel 0% satisfied, I would put a dot close to the center of the circle. And if I feel 100% satisfied, I would put it close to the edge of the circle. So I'll give you an example. Personal growth, I'm, let's say, 70% satisfied. So I would put a dot around 70% down the line. Friends, no, I feel very lonely. I feel very alone in life. I wish I had a more fulfilling social life. You know, I've got some friends online and my cat, but other than that, you know, so that would be low on the satisfaction. Wealth, 50-50. So 50-50 would be around the middle of the line. Fun, adventure, no, you know, let's say 40%. Romance, well, you know, I have my girlfriend or I have my wife and we do okay, you know, but I feel that something's missing. My job is super fulfilling. I love my job. I have fun in my job. I feel I'm valued and it's something that my talents are put to use. So that would be 100% fulfilling. Family, 50%. And my physical health is okay, kind of out of shape, but you know, it's okay. So do something like this. Do something like this. And once you've done this, please let us know in the chat by writing a comment in the chat, letting us know that you have completed this part. Okay? So you're going to put a line, you're going to put a dot on the line according to how fulfilled, how satisfied you experience your life in each one of these 8 areas. Thank you, Elisabetta. Thank you, Samsung. Mulțumesc. Okay. So I want you to now choose one area of these that you, oh, sorry, wait, before we do that, forgot a step. What I want you to do now is to connect the dots. I want you to make lines to connect the dots. Okay. So connect the dots like that. Connect the dots. And I want you to look at that shape. Si vreau să vă uitați la acea formă. Okay. I want you to look at that shape, and I want you to allow yourself to be impacted by that shape. Okay. What experience does contemplating the shape bring you? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you depression or anxiety? Or does it make you feel proud of what you've achieved? Or do you feel disappointed in yourself? There's no right or wrong here. There's just awareness. So consider the possibility that this shape is a representation of the size and shape of your life. Desamagita. What does desamagita mean, Hosanna?
Disappointed.
Yeah.
So maybe we can wait for them to write more. So we have
Yes.
lack of balance
Lack of balance,
or
lipsa.
disbalance.
Mhm. Lipsa de
Eu voi
echilibrio.
traduce, mai scrieți și traduc eu ce scrieți în chat. Mai așteptăm să mai scrieți puțin în chat. Cum vă simțiți când vă uitați la forma pe care o vedeți prin unirea punctelor.
Yeah.
A diamond that has been stylished.
Oh, good. Stylized. Good. Shaped.
Unfulfilled, bad.
Fulfilled. And so,
Nasol is a Romanian word.
yeah.
It's just, yuck.
Name, limit.
Unfulfilled.
Yes. So some of you have not been writing, and I want you to know, I want to encourage you to move, to shake off the rust. Okay? Because movement is going to be required for you to create success in your life, both outer success and inner success. Nedefinit, undefined, neimplinita, not
So
fulfilled.
not defined and unfulfilled.
Yeah, unfulfilled, undefined. Thank you, Grigoras. Thank you, Veronica. Okay. So now I want you to choose one area that you would like to create a breakthrough in. What area in your life that you would like to create a breakthrough in? And breakthrough is a word in English that is hard for me to find a translation in Spanish also. I can see that it's translated as progress, but a breakthrough is more than progress. Breakthrough means it's something that you've been pushing against it and pushing against it, and then boom, it breaks through and you have an amazing advancement because there's been so much power behind the intention to improve that area in your life. Mulțumit de momentul acum.
I'm satisfied by the current moment.
Okay.
That's what Livia said.
Thank you, Liviu. So write in the chat, what is the area that you would like to create a breakthrough in? Write in the chat. What is the area in your life? Thank you, Fulga. Personal growth. Dezvoltare personală.
Dezvoltare spirituală, Florina, that is spiritual
Development, relationships, professional, family, relations. Right. Thank you, Dragos. Silvia. I love seeing the new names as well as the ones that started from the beginning. Thank you, Elisabetta. Okay. Give a few more seconds. All of us. Yes, I think all of you, yes. Choose an area that you want to create a breakthrough in. So, Grigoras, I don't know if you mean all of the areas. I want you to choose one, Grigoras. And if you mean all of the areas, I want you to choose one. Because if you are specific in your questioning, then you get specific answers. If you're general in your questions, then you get generalized answers. And those are not as useful in my experience. Thank you, Christy. Work area, great. This is good. Health, yes, so important, Livio. And that there. Finances, thank you, Grigoras. Okay. So this is the way we're going to work it because we're on a webinar. If we were in person, I would have you now pair up with somebody and complete some questions and answer some information about yourself. But because we're on a webinar, I find it the most interactive way that we can engage with each other is that I'm going to be showing you the questions. I'm going to be giving you an example. I'll give you an example, and then I want you to start responding. Okay, so I'm going to go through the questions, and then you will. So start thinking about your answers as you hear me answering your, giving you an example. Okay, so the area in my life I want to create a breakthrough is I want to expand professionally and financially. I want to buy a business and build a business that I can later either use as a cash producing business or I could sell for the capital gains in a few years. So that area has to do with work. The pain and unsatisfaction I'm experiencing in this area is that currently I need to, if I'm not working, I'm not generating funds. In other words, I eat what I kill is a term that we use in consulting. And I want to have a business that I can set it up so that it runs with not much time investment on my part and gain the benefits from it. The price of not doing anything in this area is anxiety. I'm currently 54 years old. I like having free time. And, I don't want to work like many people are going to be forced to in my old age. I like my work. I don't like my work. I adore my work. I love my work. And I hope to be working, well into my 90s, but not because I have to. I want to be working because I want to. What I stand to gain by creating a breakthrough in this area is that I would have greater peace of mind. I would have even more freedom to travel with my family, to do fun things, and also to serve. Service is a very important part of my life. I do many things around service, both with Insight and other organizations. And by having the financial aspect even more robust will allow me to have greater opportunities to serve myself, my family, and my community. That's what I stand to gain. The behaviors I would need to change or adopt are comfort zone and fear. I would need to be more courageous and take more action. I signed up for a course already. I need to have greater alignment together with my wife so that we can do this together in not only a romantic partnership, but also as have the same shared vision. It is important to me, it is important for the world to create a breakthrough because, well, for several reasons. One of them is that liberty, freedom is a core value of mine. So having free time, having financial freedom, having the freedom to choose where I want to focus my energies and my attention, that's incredibly important to me. I live a very, very blessed life. I live in a beautiful place. I live, by the way, in Mexico on the beach. And I have a lot of free time. And everything I do and engage with, I have fun doing and I enjoy doing, and it's impactful and aligned with my values. But it's important for me because I want to have greater peace of mind. I don't want to depend on limited amounts of streams of income. Even though I generate several streams of income, I want to have more so I can have even greater abundance and share even more abundantly with my family and my friends and my community. Okay. Next question. So let me make sure I didn't skip something because I think there's a lag in my computer. I use ChatGPT to translate these. Yes. I use ChatGPT to translate these, but since I don't speak Romanian yet, I'm not sure if they're well translated. So let me show you what they are. And Osana, maybe you can give me feedback on them. They're good. Perfect. So first of all,
really perfect.
amazing ChatGPT. So are there any questions around what these sentences mean? That's the first thing I want to know. Are there any questions? Now would be the time to ask it. Okay, if there's any questions about these sentences and what they mean. Okay, great. So the way we're going to go is I'm going to ask you each one of these questions, and I want you to answer. And if you feel uncomfortable sharing the answer publicly, then you can answer privately. You can just send a message to me or to Ozana if you want to write it in Romanian. And that way only Osana or myself will see it. Okay? So what area in your life do you want to create a breakthrough in? What is an area in your life where you want to create a breakthrough? And make sure you write it in the chat. You can either write it in the general chat or in the, you can write me personally or Ozana so that only Ozana or myself can see it.
We've got quite a few of the answers already from before.
Yep.
And we've got more answers now.
Yes.
It's mainly financial, wealth, job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it sounds like you've attracted an entrepreneurial crowd. Adriana, I see that.
Relationship.
Relationships, yeah. Relatie. Family. Great. Let me give a few more seconds. And those of you who are only listening, move. Right. Get out of your comfort zone. Takes action. Look at this. Listen to me. Life rewards action, not thinking. Okay. And even little actions like writing down. There's a part of you that is paying attention to what you do. And whatever answer you give, you will get value from responding. Okay. So, next question. The pain, unsatisfaction I'm experiencing in this area is. What is the pain, durerea, or the unsatisfaction? Nemulțumirea in this area. What is it? Be specific. The more specific you are, the better the information you're going to get. Okay, and if you want to keep it private between you and me, or Ozana and you, just write me personally, privately, or write Ozana private. Okay.
I am not heard.
Not being heard, yes.
And that's the family, in the family area. So that's
Yes.
the pain.
Yes. Thank you for connecting that.
I go in vain, I don't progress, I can't
Mm.
see, I can't make myself seen.
Mm.
I
Seen?
work too, seen, visible.
Yes.
I work too much with no visible result.
Visible results. Mm. That's depressing, Elisabetta. Who else wants to shake off the rust and write?
For the personal development, the insatisfaction refers to lack of practical results.
Mm. Fulga, I recommend you be more specific. What are practical results? How would you know that you have practical results? And you
In the spiritual development, I have not been able to connect to my higher self.
I see. Well, you will love Insight, Florina. You will absolutely love it.
For job, I have not found a work, a position that I like, both from the soul and financial point of view.
Yes, I understand that. Thank you, Christy. Who else? Who else is going to write? Shake off the rust. Move off of the inertia. Remember that in order to live a life you love, you have to move towards it. You can't just passively expect to be doing the same old things, passively expecting for things to fall on your lap. It requires your participation. You know, as a matter of fact, one of the things that we discuss in the seminar of where our energy goes, one of the first requirements is being willing to participate. Being willing to participate. So those of you that have not written, I'd love to see the name of somebody that has not written yet. You can write me privately, or you can write Ozana privately, if you wish.
Main challenge is to be able to make the time efficient and to increase the energetic level.
Yeah, well, we discussed that during the seminar as well. Okay, next one. What is the price of not doing anything in this area? Take a moment to really allow yourself to be impacted. If you don't change this area, what is it going to cost you? You can be superficial, you could say stress, something like that, or you can go deep. You know, it's costing me my peace of mind. It's affecting my ability to be a good father, to be a good wife. I don't like myself. It leads me to depression, living in fear all the time, feeling like I'm wasting my life. Well, there's just some examples that came to my mind. What is the cost of not doing anything? Retul de a nu face nimic in acest domeniu este. Yes, Juliana, I see that. It's integrity, out of integrity, inauthentic living, living a
Well,
false
I'll read it
life.
for everyone. So I would feel
Yes.
fake and not in line with myself. M-aș simți ca o minciună, ceva nereal și nu aliniat la cine sunt eu.
Yeah, the person that's identified as Samsung says frustrated. I recommend you be specific. What is the
Și asta
frustration
întâmpla.
about? Be as specific as you can about that frustration so that you gain the greatest amount of information and value.
I would say here more like I feel stuck. I can't move. I can't
Feel
achieve what I
stuck.
want.
Feeling stuck without advancing. Yeah, like
That's
spinning your
from me.
wheels.
That's from me.
Oh, for you. That's your answer. Got it. Yeah.
That's my answer. That's my interpretation of this frustration here.
Oh, got it. Yes. Okay. So there are two motivators in life. There are two things that motivate us.
Just 1 second. So
Yes.
a price is that I waste my time.
Yes.
Life passes by. I get to negative emotions, which lead to health issues, illness,
Yes.
and then I die. And I just missed this life, this lifetime.
Yes, like a wasted
And then
life.
the other one, I feel exhausted. I lose my calmness to be able to continue. The other one, I would feel stuck in fulfilling my mission. Last one, I feel confused, without intuition, without clarity in my decisions that I will take. I feel disconnected from the divine.
Thank you, Florina. Okay, thank you. So, as I was saying, there's two things that motivate us, human beings, well, probably all animals. What are the two things, maybe all living objects? What are the two things that motivate us? What are the two main motivators in life? Care sunt cei doi factori principali de motivare in viața?
Viață.
Viață. Okay. What are the two things that motivate your viață? What are those two things that motivate us? There's two things that motivate us in life. I know I'm making you think. I'm not sorry. Thinking is good. What are the two things, two main motivators? Vointas și positivitate.
Willpower and being positive.
More or less. They willpower, vointa has to do with what I'm speaking, and same with positivity, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. There's two things that move us to take action. What are the two things that move us to take action in life? Thank you, Grigoras. What are the two things that make us move?
Passion.
Passion. Okay. Here goes. The two things that motivate us are achieving pleasure or avoiding pain. Achieving pleasure or avoiding pain. Those are the two things that motivate us. What do you think is the most effective one to move us?
Someone says, no, I don't know. Someone says, recognition, grateful for
Gratitude.
everything I have and I am, honestly,
Okay.
truly.
Okay. So the two things that create movement in human beings are avoiding pain and achieving pleasure. What do you think is the most effective one to create movement?
Another
So
answer, freedom,
freedom,
independence, being thankful, fulfilling the soul.
yeah. So leave you, all those would be pleasure. Those are pleasure. Those are examples of things that bring us pleasure. Being free, independent, okay? Now, which one do you think is a greater motivator? Pleasure or pain?
So everyone responds with pleasure.
Well, no. Actually, avoiding pain is a much more effective motivator than achieving pleasure. Yes, avoiding pain, Elisabetta. Yes, Adriana. Okay. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix. Okay. And there's two things that can motivate you to get off the couch. One is go to the gym, because in 4 months you will look great in the mirror if you go to the gym every day. The other is because the couch is on fire. Which one of those two is a greater motivator to make you get up off the couch? Obviously, the fire. Obviously, avoiding getting burned. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm taking so much time to explain this on this sentence is because if you do not hurt enough, you're not going to move.
So
Can you help me
Livy
translate
says
that?
to feel free in what I do and to feel in harmony with what's around me.
That's achieving pleasure. So many of you seem to be very clear on the pleasure you want to achieve by having the breakthrough. Okay? But what I want you to do now is to allow yourself to be impacted by the possibility that the way this situation is in your life now is the way the rest of your life is going to be like in this area. I'll say that again. Consider that area of your life that you chose to work with. How things are today is the best indication of how they will be for the rest of your life. In other words, if you're stuck now, you're going to stay stuck. And your life is only, that's area at least, is only going to get worse. How do I know? How can you know? Because you were probably stuck in that same area 2 years ago, right? Maybe 5 years ago, you've been stuck in that. For some of you, it's been a lifelong thing. And today you're 2 years older. You have less patience, less energy, more commitments, harder to take a risk. Okay? So it is already later, is my point. Some of you have been waiting for later to generate the life that you love. It's already later. It's already later. And if you don't do something, it's very hard for it to shift on its own. It depends on you. So go to the next line.
We got a nice comment. That's powerful. Thank you, Juliana.
Thank you, Juliana, for that. It is powerful, and most of us, most of the time are not aware of this. As a matter of fact, most people are never aware of this. They're never aware that unless you actively create a shift in your life, not only will you be stuck forever, but it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So now let's look at the pleasure part of it, because that's the ultimate motivator. Avoiding pain pushes us, but achieving pleasure pulls us. Okay? So take a moment to consider, what would your life be like? What do you stand to gain if you created a permanent, drastic transformation in this area of your life? What do you stand to gain? What would your life be like? What would you be like? Take a moment now to reflect upon that and answer. Give us your answer. You guys have been great in your answers, by the way. What do you stand to gain? What do you stand to gain? What do you stand to gain? And please write your answer. Joy, energy so that I can play with my grandkids, somebody to share my life with, peace of mind, freedom from worry, being able to serve my children better, having more fun. What is it for you?
So we have a question I did not understand very well.
Yes. So if you create a transformation in this area, how would you benefit from it? What do you stand to gain? Maybe you can say it in different ways, Ozana, in Romanian.
Da, deci în aria pe care ai ales-o, uită-te acolo și întreabă-te dacă obțin ceva major, o schimbare majoră benefică. Ce am de câștigat din acea schimbare majoră benefică în acea arie și în toată viața mea. So we have answers. What they gain is to do what they want when they want. Another one, change leads to evolution, but all the time I want to feel safe in or on my new temporary line after the change.
Freedom. Thank you, Grigoras. What else do you stand to gain?
Trust in myself. I can stand on my feet. Self-esteem before anything else. And Christy, I would have more satisfaction in my soul and financial satisfaction, which which brings more benefits. Adriana, fulfillment, soul fulfillment and joy. And more fulfillment, more inner joy, better relationships, and capacity to serve.
Thank you, Fulga. Family, Grigoras. Yes.
Violina, I'll be
Yes.
more connected to source. I'll be an example and an invitation for others to change. În română, aș fi mai conectată cu sursa, aș fi un exemplu și o invitație pentru alții ca să schimbe sau ca să se schimbe. Florina, I would have more trust in my own choices, so in future.
Right. All right. So, what behaviors would need to change? What new behaviors would you need to have? What would you need to stop doing? And what would you need to start doing? Be as specific as you can. The more specific you are, the greater the value you will achieve. What behavior would you need to change? What new behavior would you need to adopt?
So I am not to postpone and to have more trust in myself.
Okay, Fulga, I'd like to give you feedback. Is that okay? Can I give you feedback on what you wrote, Fulga? Okay. So what you're talking about is action. Yes, exactly, Grigoras. Basically what Grigoras wrote. But what you're talking about is taking action. And most people are waiting until they feel self-confident before they take action. And you do not need to feel self-confident in order to take action. As a matter of fact, you will rarely feel confident at first before you take the action. Almost always, the self-confidence comes after you take the action, being active. Because life, the universe, rewards action, not thinking. And some people, and also some cultures, tend to be very analytical, very mental. And that's my experience of Central Europe, generally speaking. Generally speaking, the culture is very analytical, very mental, which is just a way to play safe. But you already know what playing safe has gotten you. It's gotten you where you are right now, unfulfilled in this area. So if feeling afraid and looking foolish is too high of a price for you to pay to have the life that you love, then this isn't for you. But if you're willing to do what it takes, even though you may feel uncomfortable, even though you may feel insecure, even though you may judge yourself, even though you may make mistakes, then the life that you love is available to you. Because sometimes life gives us grace and we don't have to do anything, boom, and we get what we dream of. But most of the time, we need to do our part. Okay? So, yes, you're very welcome, Fulga. All right. And there was a very famous psychiatrist of the 20th century called Viktor Frankl. He was an Austrian that spent several years in a concentration camp. And he realized that if you have a powerful enough reason then you will do anything. In other words, if you have a reason powerful enough to move past your comfort zone, your fear, your self-doubt, your self-judgment, your stuckness, then you will do it. For example, I'm thinking of a friend of mine whose birthday was 2 days ago, I just recalled. And she was of a very comfortable family. She was a good girl. She went to university, but got married right after university, had children. And when her children were teenagers, her husband decided to divorce her and not give them any money. So he divorced them and stopped supporting them financially. And she was, of course, in panic mode, but she decided to move because her children were important enough for her. And nowadays, she's a very successful entrepreneur. She has a company. She has a company specializing in HR solutions in Mexico for companies that don't have their own HR departments. She helps either replace or strengthen HR departments. And she's very successful, financially successful in all other ways. Why? Because her children were too important for her. You know, it's so important for her to make sure that they had the best education. So that moved her past all her fears, all her insecurities, which were many, by the way. Okay. So why is it important for you to achieve a breakthrough in this area? Este important pentru mine, pentru lume, să obținem o schimbare majoră pentru sa. Ca or sa?
Este important pentru mine, pentru lume, să obțin o
Obținem.
schimbare majoră pentru că
Că.
și completați voi.
Completat voi. You've completed.
You feeling?
Why is it important for you? And be specific. The more specific you are, the better you are. Okay, the more effective it's going to be. So, for example, you know, because I will be able to ensure my son has all of the opportunities to have a fulfilling life and successful life and the best education possible and the greatest amount of opportunities. That would be an example, very specific example. See, because it connects emotionally for me, you know, because I want my life to matter. I want to impact people. I want to leave the world better than the way I found it. Okay.
So we have answers to live a better life.
Thank you,
It
Grigoras.
gives me a purpose, a reason to.
Okay. Grigoras, I recommend you're even more specific. What do you mean better life? I'll be able to travel more. I'll be able to spend time. So I'll give you guys an example. This is a real example from my life. The reason why I made a habit of growing and moving past my comfort zone is because we want as a family to be able to travel freely. So my son doesn't go to school, but he has a kind of education that was reserved for royalty. You know, he has tutors. He speaks 3 languages. He reads music. He does jujitsu. He has great amounts. He has friends in Mexico, friends in California. He has friends in different cities in California. He has friends in Europe, right? And so be very specific. For example, so that I can travel with my family 4 or 5 months out of the year and live in beautiful places. You know, last year we spent 3 months in Southern California. This year we spent about a month in California and 2 months in Europe. Like this, okay? Be very specific, Grigoras and everybody. The more specific, make sure it's something that moves you. That, like they say in the Matrix, the movie The Matrix, you know, from balls to bones. You know, you wanted to touch your heart. You wanted to move your fibers. The fibers of your heart is a way of saying it in Spanish. Que te toque las fibras del corazón. Let it touch the fibers of your heart. Fibrele inimitale. Somebody, Christy wrote something. Can you help me translate, Ozana?
Yeah, I was doing the same. I was doing the exercise. So Christy said, if I am good with myself and fulfilled, I can be an example for others, and I can help build, develop on all other areas, all
Yes.
areas of the life.
Beautiful. So, Christy, just so you know, I know for a fact that that is possible. I know exactly what you're talking about because that is exactly a description of my life. I feel my life is I have opportunities and I'm not perfect by any means, and I have challenges. But I know that many people are inspired by the life that I've created. And I know that's possible for you as well.
So Grigoraj says to offer a good life to my son, and Florina says to be proactive when someone pushes my buttons, to accept people, I guess, as they are, without feeling critical. My relationships would be more balanced, harmonious. My vibration would would influence others beneficially, and it will raise others' vibration.
Yes. Yeah. So it sounds like you're talking about being less judgmental, more accepting, more fun to be around, and more uplifting.
And Elizabeth, I will be able to spend more time with the friends in our house. I will have my garden with flowers.
Beautiful garden flowers. Yeah, I just got the image. You guys, is it cold right now in Romania? It's probably very cold. I'm at 29 degrees centigrade where I am, so perfect
It's
weather.
in the-
Okay. So now what you've done now is that you've identified an intention. 7 degrees. Oh no, Elisabetta. 7 degrees centigrade. So what you've done is you've identified an area in your life and you realized that it's not going to fix itself. As a matter of fact, it's only going to get worse. Okay. And there's a price you pay for not doing anything about it. And that price is going to get higher and higher and higher. But there's also great benefit for you if you decide to move on this, to create a shift, to create a breakthrough. And you've identified the behaviors that you need to stop doing, and you've identified the behaviors that you need to start doing. Okay. And you've also connected this outcome, this breakthrough, with a reason why it's important for your child, in order to be an inspiration, in order to make sure your life is well lived. Okay. So what I want us to do now is a closed eye process. It's a short meditation. So close your eyes, wherever you are, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Let it out with a sigh. And take another deep breath and hold it for a few seconds. And when you let it out, make a noise like a relaxation. Just let your muscles relax. And keep on breathing as you hear me speak. Okay? And I'm realizing now some of you need to read the subtitles. Or perhaps, Ozana, you can translate for me so that they can do it with their eyes closed. Let's do that. So you can close your eyes and Ozana will translate for me.
Ok, o să vă traduc în timp, în același timp, cât pot.
Yes. So just take a deep breath, hold it for a few seconds, let it out with a sigh and relax.
Tragem aer în piept adânc, îl ținem puțin sus, fără să dăm drumul.
And bring present to your consciousness that area in your life. And I
Și
want you to
aducem
now...
Oh, sorry, I can't translate at the same time, so we have to stop.
So bring that area now present.
Aduceți acea arie prezentă în conștiința voastră acum.
And I want you to imagine that you've created the breakthrough.
Imaginează-ți că ai creat un breakthrough, adică ai trecut la nivelul următor.
A
Ai
breakthrough means that there's no turning back.
și asta înseamnă că nu mai te întorci înapoi.
You can never go back to the way things were before.
Nu te mai întorci niciodată la modul în care gândeai înainte.
It's a permanent transformation of this area of your life.
Este o transformare permanentă a acestei arii a vieții tale.
And I want you to visualize your life transformed in this area.
Vizualizează-ți acum viața transformată cu această arie.
What are you seeing?
Ce vezi?
Are you seeing your bank account growing?
Fă să crească ceea ce vezi.
Are you seeing the flowers blooming in the garden?
Vezi flori care cresc în grădină?
Are you seeing your son going to the best school and the best summer camps and having amazing vacations?
Vezi copilul tău că merge la cele mai bune școli, are cele mai bune vacanțe de vară? Vezi contul tău că crește în bancă?
What do you hear?
Ce auzi?
Do you hear people congratulating you,
Auzi oameni care te felicită?
letting you know how much they admire you?
Știi cât de mult te admiră?
The people that you love speaking to you in loving terms.
Cei pe care îi iubești vorbesc cu tine în termeni de iubire?
What are you feeling?
Ce simți?
Peace of mind,
Simți pace interioară? Liniște sufletească?
energy and enthusiasm,
Energie, entuziasm?
joy,
Bucurie?
purpose, meaning.
Că ai un obiectiv, ai un scop?
How would your life be transformed?
Cum ar fi viața ta transformată?
And I want you to start experiencing gratitude for these outcomes now.
Te rog să începi acum să exprimi recunoștință pentru acestea.
Be profoundly grateful.
Ești recunoscător pentru rezultatele obținute.
Grateful for this breakthrough that you've created in
Ești,
such a short amount of time.
ești recunoscător pentru aceste schimbări, transformări masive pe care le-ai făcut într-o perioadă atât de scurtă de timp.
By the time the spring breaks, you will be well on your way, if not already manifesting this result that you want for your life.
Până la primăvară deja o să manifesti sau o să fii pe drum mult avansat în a manifesta ceea ce ți-ai propus acum.
Be grateful for the people in your life. Be grateful for your health. Be grateful for the money and the opportunities and the fun.
Fii recunoscător pentru oamenii din viața ta, pentru sănătatea ta, pentru acțiunile, activitățile fun care te bucură, care te distrează în viață.
And become aware now of your body sitting in the chair.
Începi să devii conștient de corpul tău acum, stând pe scaun,
And take a deep breath and relax and open your eyes.
și tragi adânc aer în piept, relaxează-te și deschide ochii.
And Just become aware of what you're aware of.
Acum puteți să citiți. I said they can read now.
What are you aware of? And take a moment to write. Right now, well, just write your answer to this sentence. Right now, I'm aware of. What are you aware of? Now, is it okay if I give you some details about the upcoming Insight seminar? Conscienta de capot. What's capot?
I'm conscious, I'm aware that I can. And Farina said, I yawned.
A yawn? Cascade. So that means you're relaxed. You may need to sleep soon, Florina. Okay, so the Insight Seminar. Let's talk a little bit about the Insight Seminar. The organization Insight started in 1978. Over 1.5 million people have taken Insight all over the world. We've done seminars from Australia to Israel and from Chile to Siberia. And we're constantly growing. And the way we grow is by people, for example, like Ozana, that take Insight someplace and then decide to offer it to their communities. So this seminar, we're going to be doing it online. And the dates for that seminar are February 2, 3, and 4. And it's a full day seminar, which you have to be available for the full time, all the time. You can't, it's not like a conference where you can go to one module, then leave, then come back to the next module. Because in the Insight seminar, every module sets the foundation for what comes next afterwards. Okay? I'd like for you, Ozana, to give them some more details around the cost and all of that, and then I'm going to give them an opportunity to ask questions.
So I already put the link. Am pus linkul la seminar în chat, la Zoom. Dacă mergeți pe bubfree.club, găsiți seminarul în 2-4 februarie 2024. Este online și va fi la fel ca acum, deci în limba engleză cu traducere simultană în limba română. Este prima oară când îl ținem pentru români și sunt zile pline. La fel ca acum, vă pregătiți cu caiet, cu notițe, cu toate cele. Prețul normal al unui seminar Insight este de $546 sau în limba română sau în roni 2490 de lei. Iar oferta pe care Peter o poate face acum și vă face este de doar 995 de lei, adică $218. Deci cât mai puțin de cam 40% sau ceva. Și ce e și mai mișto este că toți cei care sunteți acum aici, comunitatea BUB Free, poate să primească 3 bilete gratuit. Deci, cu alte cuvinte, plătiți un singur bilet la 995 de lei și puteți să aduceți încă 3 prieteni. Asta înseamnă un discount de undeva 90% din prețul întreg. Este făcută oferta acum și pentru că Insight este prima oară oferit românilor și evident ne dorim un număr mare de români să participe la Insight, pentru că știm că de acolo o să plece gânduri bune și recomandări pentru a deschide seminariile Insight în România mai mult. Și pe de altă parte este Crăciunul și de ce să nu oferiți un cadou în seminar, în loc să cumpărați cine știe ce obiect care rămâne prăfuit prin casă pentru cei dragi. Deci, invitația noastră a lui Peter, a lui Rosie, este să veniți la Insight cu prietenii, cu familia, cu cei dragi. Vă putem da frumos o invitație frumoasă sau un e-mail pe care îl puteți trimite celor pe care voi îi selectați să primească acest cadou, din care, din punctul meu de vedere, e foarte frumos și relevant, mai ales pentru perioadele în care trecem acum și, mă rog, viața pe care o trăim. So I mentioned the
I
price,
understood
and I
everything.
mentioned the offer, and I mentioned that they can also give the present to the family and friends and their dear ones, and they can come together.
This is the most powerful gift that you can give anybody, because you're giving them a transformational experience that will be a before and an after moment for their lives. Most
Acum,
people that take,
I need to translate. Peter
Yes.
spune că este cel mai potrivit, cel mai puternic, cel mai benefic cadou pe care îl puteți oferi celor dragi, pentru că este într-adevăr o experiență care îi schimbă și vor fi diferiți la finalul workshop-ului versus cine erau la începutul workshop-ului.
So most people, I ask people at the end of the seminar, how many have felt in that moment, or feeling in that moment, the most free, the most connected, the most courageous, the more relaxed that they've been in many years, and everybody raises their hand.
La sfârșitul fiecărui seminar, Peter îi întreabă pe participanți cine se simte cel mai curajos, cel mai puternic, cel mai putincios, cel mai în siguranță față de tot ce te-ai simțit până acum, și toată lumea ridică mâna și spune da.
And then I ask them, how many of you, this is the moment in your life when you've most experienced joy, freedom, connection, relaxation, and over half of the people raise their hand saying that this is the moment that they've most experienced that.
Și când îi întreb câți dintre voi ați experimentat acum momentul cel mai bun moment de conectare, de relaxare, de bucurie, de pace, voi cu voi, jumătate din participanți ridică mâna.
So, Insight has a guarantee worldwide, which is the following. If a person completes a seminar, and if at the end of the seminar you feel that it wasn't worth your time or your money, and you completed the seminar, you get your money back from the organization. But I want to offer you something that nobody ever anywhere else does, as far as I know, which is what I call the Peter Felsman double money back guarantee. The Peter Felsman double money back guarantee works like this. For those of you that decide to sign up for this upcoming Insight 1, if you complete the seminar and at the end you feel that it didn't fulfill the promise, then you get your money back from Insight. But you will also get your money back from me. Nobody does this, not Tony Robbins, nobody. And the reason why I'm offering you this is because I want to make it easy for you to take action. Because life rewards action, not thinking. I want to know if there's any questions. Does anybody have any questions about the seminar, about myself, about anything, especially any questions that you need an answer to so that you can make the decision, take the action and sign up. Florina wrote something.
Florina said, "Thank you so much for everything."
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Dacă aveți întrebări, puteți să le scrieți acum în chat. Despre sesiunea asta, despre seminar, despre ofertă, despre ce vreți voi.
Despre whatever you want.
Exactly. You can even ask Peter if he's married.
Yes, I'm married. Yes, I'm married, happily married with Alma.
So we have another thank you.
My pleasure.
Voi sunteți obișnuiți, cei care veniți la evenimentele mele, să vă rog la final să dați un pic de feedback și să ne spuneți cum a fost pentru voi această sesiune. Cu ce plecați, cu ce ați rămas, ce a însemnat pentru voi această sesiune.
Great. So Ozana it will be available for any questions you have. Okay. And Ozana, if there's anything you need to ask me for a question, you can of course reach out and we'll take care of you. And should we start closing out, Ozana?
Yeah, just a second to tell them
Yes.
the schedule. So what time of the day?
Yeah. It's all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 in the morning to 9 p.m.
Deci este de la 9 dimineața până la 9 seara în cele 3 zile, și vineri, și sâmbătă, și duminică. Și este online, este ora Romanian time?
Romanian time, yes.
Ok, deci pe ora României va fi susținut.
Yes, which is going to be midnight for me, from midnight to 9 in the morning, or from midnight to noon, something like this, but that's okay.
Deci pentru Peter va fi un orar anapodă și o face, să știți, pentru voi, așa că veniți dacă v-a plăcut ce ați primit acum de la Peter. Cuța says, I don't know încă what I want, but I will think about it, and because I need to do this.
Yes, then don't think about it. If you need to do it, then stop thinking about it. That's my advice. If you already know you need it, then stop thinking and acting. If you're not sure, that's different. But if you know you need it, you've been thinking for way too long. You've probably been, forbid my language, but you've been sitting on your ass for too long thinking.
Deci lăsați gândurile și gânditul și haideți la acțiune. Chris is asking, what do you do during those 3 days? Do you continue to work on these sectors of life?
Yeah, so thank you for asking that question. The intent of this webinar was to give you a sense of the type of activities that we do during the seminar. Okay, so there's times when I'm going to be giving a brief lecturette. You will be answering questions about your own life. There will be guided meditations. And there's an additional thing that we haven't done in this webinar, which is that we play games designed to bring an embodied learning and embodied awareness.
Oh, and I will tell them about my experience with the games.
Yes, please do.
Deci pentru mine a fost fantastică experiența, în mod special cu unul din jocurile pe care l-am jucat, un joc cu niște bețișoare care, zici, ce mare scofală, că nu reprezintă mare greutate. Dar acel joc pentru mine a însemnat marea conștientizare, înțelegere, realizare că universul ne ghidează pe toți la fiecare pas. Doar că noi suntem cu ochii închiși, nu înțelegem, nu vedem, nu auzim, nu percepem. Și s-a văzut atât de clar în acel exercițiu, deci pentru mine a fost așa, wow! Deci universul chiar e lângă mine, cu mine, non-stop. Doar să mă deschid să primesc mesajele și să le și descifrez. I said that for me, that exercise with the toothpick was amazing because I understood finally that the universe guides us, and how it guides us at every single second. Is just that we can't see it until we see it.
Exactly. So that's one example of one of the games that we played during the seminar that create an embodied awareness and learning that goes way beyond the intellectual understanding.
So Fulga said, thank you. Very motivational.
Excellent. Thank you, Fulga.
I'll get them to answer or contact me anytime afterwards. Deci, cine dorește informații despre seminar, să mă rog, vreți să vă înscrieți și nu găsiți linkul, deși este pe site-ul BUB Free, vi l-am pus și aici în chat, Știți cum să ajungeți la mine. Dați un reply la mailul de confirmare a acestui seminar și scrieți ce dorințe aveți, ce vă doare, ce nu înțelegeți sau ce nevoie de clarificare aveți și vă voi răspunde. Eu îmi doresc să avem câteva sute de participanți la acest seminar, pentru că așa împreună și fiecare și împreună putem să înțelegem mai bine, să creștem mai mult și să aducem schimbare, lumină în România și la românii care sunt peste tot, fiecare pe unde este. Eu, de exemplu, sunt acum în Marea Britanie. Deci fiecare experiență pe care o trăiți, care, mă rog, ghidată sau joc sau meditație sau ce se întâmplă acolo, evident că vă duce încă un pic mai sus și mai aproape de lumină, de realizarea voastră, de transformarea voastră a vieții, evident. Și de asta sunt foarte, foarte încântată de acest seminar, pentru că completează tot ce fac împreună cu Anișoara și tot ce avem în pălăria, dacă pot să-i spun așa, mișcării Be You Be Free.
Yes, so she asked for, yeah, I can see. So these are the themes of the seminar. The themes of the seminar are committing to self, okay, as opposed to committing to parts of us that are not authentic, but rather committing to the parts of you that are most authentic, yourself with a capital S.
Christy is asking for examples of subjects that have been resolved after the participation in the seminar, so before and after.
Well, I'll just give you my own personal testimonial, if that's okay. My family, my parents had a very nasty divorce when I was very small, and I was uprooted and taken to another country, and lots of depression. When I was 6 years old, I would poo in my pants. I would shit my pants. I was so depressed. Most of my childhood was very, very dark. And I took Insight when I was 16. And that means that I've gone through I've come up from the bottom, let's say. Currently, I live my life where I want, and I do what I want with the people that I want to. I do Insight as an activity. It's not my main money-making activity. It's something I do because it's so much fun and so impactful and so meaningful. But I've personally coached CEOs of dozens of some of the world's most famous companies. I have an amazing wife. I have a loving child who is the joy of my life. One example is 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I was very close to dying from cancer. And 5 years later, I'm healthier than I was before having cancer. I'm younger. I'm 54 years old, and most people think I'm in my early 40s. I think, Rosita, what do you think? I started training jujitsu 3 years ago at 51 years old. You know, very few 50-plus-year-old people decide to start jujitsu. And that's something that I do almost every day. I enjoy very much. I live in one of the coolest beaches in the world. It's one of the top beaches, on the top beaches on the list of beaches. I live 4-minute walk from my favorite beach. Well, Rosita knows where I live. She can tell you all of this is true. And, so this can impact all of the areas of your life. We discuss things, we've been talking about limiting beliefs and neural pathways for 46 years now. A lot of people that have a lot of money are not very abundant, don't have peace of mind. And yet what we teach in Insight is how to have an abundant life and live abundantly in all senses. How to be, as I said, the mission is to transform ourselves to loving so that the greater transformation of the planet to loving can take place. And that way we stop chasing things and we start connecting to who we are inside and start living more authentically and more courageously. Because one of the things that I find is lacking in the world nowadays is a great lack of courage to take action, to leap into the unknown, to be open to failure, to be open to being disappointed, because it's only through that risk taking that we can achieve and manifest our dreams. I hope, Christy, that answers your question.
O să vă spun că au fost vreo... How many Romanians, Rosie? 4, 5? I participated?
Participated?
Yeah.
No, around 14 already.
Deci 14 români au participat la un seminar Insight.
Are you talking about Totul in Bulgaria?
Yeah. The ones that participated from my side.
Yeah, around 14 already.
14. Da, deci sunt 14 oameni care au participat la Insight organizat de Rosie în Bulgaria și s-au întors foarte entuziasmați. Nu mai mi-aduc aminte ce au spus, dar au fost wow. Și toți acei oameni au fost sau urmeau să meargă la Tony Robbins și au punctat și au spus da, merită și își trimit prietenii și ei la Insight.
I've had the opportunity to have a handful take my seminars that I've done in Bulgaria, and just knowing what I know, I have some ex-partners, business partners that are from Bucharest, so I know that is going to be a tremendously joyful and fun experience, because I get a sense that Bulgarians are fun-loving people. Like
Simona is saying, I went in Bulgaria, and it is true. It was the best seminar I've ever done, even though I've been to many, and it's more powerful than the Tony Robbins. Thank you, Simona.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simona. Yes.
Yeah.
Gabriela raised her hand. Did you also go Gabriela? Is it that Gabriela that went? Yeah, so if you have any more questions, welcome, you deserve it. Too bad that no many people know about it. That's why we've done this seminar, this webinar, and of course I'm going to share it with everyone. Deci Simona spune că într-adevăr merită și este prea păcat că nu sunt mulți oameni care știu despre Insight, dar vom schimba lucrul acesta și ne vom asigura că românii vor ști despre Insight. Așa că veniți împreună cu prieteni, împreună cu familii, împreună cu colegi, schimbați voi, schimbați la ceilalți, se schimbă, fiecare schimbă ce are nevoie să schimbe. Nu e o rețetă pentru toată lumea și nu toată lumea va pleca cu același lucru, pentru că fiecare are nevoie să înțeleagă și să transforme altceva. Așa că, haideți!
Thank you, Ozana. Thank you, Rosita. Thank you, everybody, for being on this webinar. I hope to see you in the seminar February 2nd. And I guarantee you have the guarantee. You're never, ever going to get a better guarantee than that in the world. As far as I know, I've never seen anybody offer that guarantee. So is it time for you to take action? And if yes, then click on the link. Ozana, can you repost the link for them to enroll and get it for your friends? It's the most powerful gift. They will be forever thankful to you for your gift of insight.
V-am mai pus încă o dată acum linkul în chat și ne auzim. Cât ai spus că durează? Am spus că durează de la 9 dimineața la 9 seara în fiecare zi, 3 zile. Deci sunt 12 ore pe zi, ori 3 zile. Evident că există și pauză de prânz în fiecare din cele 3 zile. Și mai sunt și 2 pauze mici. Okay, thank you, and I wish you Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas,
Thank
everyone.
you.
I'm sure we'll meet until then.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Sărbători fericite la toată lumea. Mulțumim că ați rămas cu noi până la final. Și cine dorește, v-am spus, scrieți-mi, ne intersectăm, comunicăm și ne strângem pentru februarie. Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Rosie.
Pleasure.
I'm happy that I could host this, and I want more people to know from Romania, of course, from Romanians to know about it and come and join us.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Zana.
Bye, guys. La
Bye, Zana.
revedere.
Bye, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry
See you
Christmas.
soon, I hope.
La revedere.
Bye.